Hey guys, Tayura here and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you've already been here, thanks for coming back. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing an eyeshadow palette review. I'm going to be testing out the new Huda Beauty Empowered eyeshadow palette. So if you are interested in seeing how I created this look using this palette, then please keep on watching. Before we start the video, please make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Please turn your post notifications on so you get notified every time your girl uploads a video. And follow me on Instagram. And with that being said, let's jump right into the video. Alright you guys, so I already did my brows off camera. I also did a bit of color correcting. I'm not going to be doing my base with you guys on camera today. I'm just going to be focusing on the eye look. So before I jump into playing with this eyeshadow palette, let me tell you guys a little bit about it. By the way, you guys, this is my second time filming this video. As I was editing, a bunch of clips were missing, so I'm re-recording. I'm not mad because it's just the eyes. But anyways, this eyeshadow palette retails for $67 and it comes with 18 shades, and you're supposed to get a little bit of everything. So it's supposed to be a mixture of coppers, mattes, metallics, shimmers, and a gel liner hybrid texture. I'm just going to go ahead and insert the close-ups of this eyeshadow palette because, as I said, I already use it and it's messy. So I'm going to insert the close-up of the fresh palette and I'm going to go ahead and swatch all the shades, and then we can jump into playing with the eyeshadow palette. And I'm going to try to recreate the look that I did in my first video. This is what the palette looks like. This thing at the front here is actually a QR code. If you scan this, it will redirect you to a website and you can win a personal mentorship from Huda Beauty herself. I tried it and it does scan. You just use your phone camera and then click the link and it will send you to a website. And this is what the inside of the palette looks like. Honestly, you guys, I feel like the camera isn't doing this palette justice. The color story is beautiful. When I say just looking at the palette, I am seeing pigment. I hope the color payoff is just as good on the eyes because inside the palette looks gorgeous. Okay, you guys, so I went ahead and I swatched the eyeshadows again. And you guys, the pigment, the color payoff is there for literally every single shade. The color story of this palette is just beautiful. So this is what the swatches looks like. I know my swatches are a bit crooked, but as I said, you definitely get the color payoff. When it comes on to like a few of the shades, I can't really see them. Like this shade right up here, it's super light. It's going to be more of like a transition shade or like an everyday lid shade, but for the most part you definitely see everything, and I can see myself using this palette a lot. The swatches are crooked but beautiful. So let's just jump right into playing with this eyeshadow palette. So I'm going to prep my eyes. I'm using the ABH concealer in the shade number 18 as my eyeshadow base, and I'm going to set this with a little bit of my Sephora translucent setting powder. Alright you guys, so I don't have any eyeshadow tape, so what I did, I just used regular tape just because I want the eyes to look a bit sharp. I don't even know if this is uneven, but the last time I used like the back of something to do it, and I'm just thinking that it's going to be easier if I had eyeshadow tape, but I don't have any, so I'm using regular tape. Let's pray that this works and let's pray that it's uneven. So I'm going to be taking the BK Beauty 202 brush. This is the brush that I used last time, and I'm going to go in with the shade Keep Going. This shade is the super light shade that I showed you guys in the swatch. This doesn't really do much, but I used it last time, so I'm going to use it again, and I'm just blending this all over my crease. And I'm using the same brush, and I'm going to be taking this shade right here called Legacy, and I'm going to lightly pat that shade in and then blend it all over my crease. I feel like I should have put the tape a little bit higher, but oh well. So this is what we have so far. I feel like the shadows blend really nicely. It's very easy to work with. I'm going to be taking the M443 brush from Morphe. The brushes look a little bit dirty because this is the same brush that I used when I was filming the first time. And I'm taking this shade called Confident, which is like more of like a darker brown shade. And I'm going to focus this on the outer portions of the eyes. This is what the eyes are looking like. You guys know if this wasn't a review, I'd leave the eyes as is. It's smoky, but not too smoky. I wish the tape was a little bit higher, but it still looks so good so far. I'm going to be taking this shade right here called Do It, and I'm doing this on my finger. This one is more of the shimmer shade. I think this is a shimmer. I'm not sure. And I'm going to press this on the center of my lids. Before I add the shimmer to the inner parts of my eyes, I'm going to take back the brush with the shade Confident, and I'm just going to blend the edges of that shimmer in just so everything looks nice and seamless. I'm lightly blending this with the tiniest bit of this shade. So I'm going to be taking this shade right here called Limitless. This one is more of like a loose kind of glitter. When I tell you, I used this the first time and there was literally shimmer everywhere. There was shimmer everywhere. If I wasn't doing a review, I'd lay down some of my NYX glitter primer just so it sticks better and just so I don't get as much fallout. But on its own, it performs beautifully. It just leaves a lot of fallout behind. But for the sake of the video, I'm not going to use any glitter primer. I used my finger last time. I think I'm going to try it with a brush first. And if the brush doesn't work out, I'll go in with my finger. I'm using this BK Beauty 207 brush. And I'm just going to pick this up and I'm just going to pack that right in the center. This shimmer shade that I went in with, even if you use a brush, you are definitely going to get that payoff. I feel like if you use a brush, you get less fallout, but if you use your finger, it's a lot quicker, but you're gonna have shimmer everywhere. So I personally prefer using a brush because I did get a really nice color payoff and it still looks really nice, and I just have more control with the brush. I'm going to use this same brush and I'm going to go back in with the shade Do It, and I'm just going to top that off. I'm taking back my 202 brush with a little bit of the shade Legacy, and I'm just going to run that all over my crease just so everything blends in nicely, just so the edges look a bit smooth. So this is what the eyes are looking like after I remove the tape. I'm going to clean everything up, apply my lashes, and then I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, I'm back, and this is what the eyes are looking like. My lash glue is still drying, but for the most part, this is what the eyes are looking like. I think it looks really good. As I said, I wish the tape was a little bit higher, but for the most part, it looks good. In terms of the eyeshadows, they perform really, really well. I'm going to do the rest of my face off camera and then come back and do my lower lash line with you guys, because I want to use the cream shadow on my lower lash line, but I really hope this eye look looks just as good on camera as it does in person. So I'm going to finish my face off camera and then I'll be right back. I'm back and I'm going to do my lower lash line with you guys. I'm using the 204 brush from BK Beauty. This is a really small smudge brush. This is perfect for under the eyes. I'm going to use the cream shade called Worthy. This is the brown shade. And I'm just going to apply that to my lower lash line. As I said, I did try this before. This one is very, very easy to work with. It blends really, really nicely, but I did notice that when you blend it out, it's more of like a grayish kind of brown. It's not as chocolatey as it looks in the pan, but it still looks very, very good under the eyes. And I just love the fact that it is very, very easy to blend. I'm going to use the same brush, and I'm using the shade called Big Dreams, and I'm just going to use that to lightly set this just so it doesn't settle into my creases. This is what it looks like on the lower lash line. As I said, it's giving more of like a grayish kind of brown. I'm going to apply some mascara and then come back and do my lips with you guys. Quickly for the lips, I'm just going to use my Rare Beauty liner in the shade Strong. For lipstick, I'm using Morphe in the shade Boo. And then for gloss, I'm pulling out a Morphe gloss. This one is in the shade Flower Crown. I love this shade. Alright, you guys, so this is the finished look. Let me give you guys my final thoughts really quick on the Empowered eyeshadow palette from Huda Beauty. I love it. I really, really love this eyeshadow palette. By the way, huge shout out to my subscriber that showed me this palette, because I honestly did not know that Huda was coming out with a new palette. She showed it to me. I fell in love with the color story and I had to pick it up. And I was like, I have to share this with you guys, because y'all, I see myself honestly using every single shade in this palette. The color story is beautiful. I feel like the camera doesn't do this palette justice. Like, just look on my lids. The shadows perform really, really nicely. I really, really enjoyed using this eyeshadow palette. I tried the smaller palettes from Huda Beauty a long time ago, and I wasn't a big fan of the formula, and a lot of you guys told me to try her bigger palettes because the formula is actually really better, and it is. It blends really, really nicely. The shadows perform really, really well, y'all. The color story is everything in this palette. I feel like this palette is going to be a really good everyday palette. It's not too heavy, it's not too bulky, it's just a good grab and go kind of palette. Good for everyday use, good for all year round. As I said, I see myself using every single shade in this palette. If you look at this palette and you've been watching my videos, you know this is literally me in a palette. I love neutrals, and I feel like I get the perfect balance of mattes. If you're looking for a good everyday kind of palette, a one and done kind of palette, a grab and go kind of palette, definitely try this one out from Huda Beauty. As I am doing this review, you guys, the Pat McGrath Holiday Collection palette is now available on Sephora. I will have that linked down below. I just ordered mine. I will be doing a review on that, so be on the lookout for that as soon as I get my package. But you guys, I give this palette an honest 10 out of 10. The only thing is that the brown shade, this cream shade right here, I expected it to be more of like a chocolate brown, but it does look really, really good under the eyes, especially paired with my mascara. I really enjoyed this palette. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Are you going to pick this palette up? I feel like it is a really, really good one. Like, y'all, look at my lids. I cannot say how much I really enjoyed this palette. As I said, this is my second time filming this video, and both times I had no issues with blending these shadows. And you guys know I'm a rookie when it comes on to eyeshadow palettes, so I keep it simple, but this palette made it really, really easy. So that is everything. I really, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. As I said, I give this Huda Beauty Empowered eyeshadow palette a 10 out of 10. Once again, I hope you guys found this video helpful. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.